record show all council members are in attendance, and I would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved. Second.
Tonight we have 3 public hearings. If you'd like to address the council, please step forward to the microphone. Sorry. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Tonight we have 3 public hearings. If you'd like to address the council, please step forward to the microphone. Give your name and address for the record. This is time and place for a public hearing as advertised on a matter of Resolution 17-197, a resolution to continue the public hearing on the proposal of the property legally described as Lot 1, Franklin Heights subdivision to Michael Wrench DDS PLLC until September 25th, 2017 at 7 p.m. Is proof of publication on file?
Yes, it is.
Have any written protests been received?
None received.
Is there anyone here tonight wishing to address the council in regards to this matter? Seeing none, what's the council's pleasure?
Motion to continue the public hearing to September 25th.
Second.
Is there a discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. This is the time and place for a public hearing as advertised on the matter of Ordinance 6302, an ordinance to amend the zoning map by reference in Section 15.02.070 by rezoning the south 145 feet of the east 682.15 feet of the southwest quarter of Section 10-74-44 from A2 Parks, Estates, and Agricultural District to R3 Low-Density Multifamily Residential District as defined in Chapter 15.10. Is proof of publication on file?
Yes, it is.
Have any written protests been received?
None received.
Is there anyone here wishing to speak to the council in regards to this matter? Seeing none, what is the council's?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Is there discussion?
I will be abstaining on this. My husband's company is representing the owner on this.
White,
Abstain.
Head,
Aye.
Ringenberg,
Aye.
Sandow,
Aye.
Watson.
Aye.
This is time and place for a public hearing as advertised on the matter of Resolution 17-202, a resolution approving the plans, specifications, and form of contract for the Bass Pro parking lot repair project. Project #B1804 is proof of publication on file.
Yes, it is.
Have any written protests been received?
None received.
Is there anyone wishing to speak to the council in regards to this matter? Is there a motion from the council?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Is there discussion?
I think it's just important to note for the public that no city tax money is being used to fund this project. The money is coming from the Iowa West Foundation. So it's not your tax money from the city taxes paying for it.
Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Madam Clerk?
Ordinance 6303 to amend Title V sewers by amending Section 5.05.010 definitions and 5.10.150 pre-treatment.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Is there a discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign.
Resolution 6304 to amend Title IV Health and Sanitation of the 2015 Municipal Code of Council Bluffs, Iowa by amending Chapter 4.20 Animal Control.
Motion to approve. Second.
Is there a discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign.
Resolution 17-198 to amend the schedule of fees of Chapter 2.08 by establishing fees for the use of River's Edge Pavilion at Tom Hannafin's River's Edge Park.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Is there a discussion?
Bruce he'd come up and asked me before about insurance and security with that many people at one spot. I told him I wasn't sure.
Insurance, since we are the owner and of record, we would carry the insurance on the property.
Right.
The fees obviously go towards some of that.
And security.
If they want a liquor license or to serve liquor, there's an additional fee associated with that. The number of people using the facility is not a huge number. I think the interior will hold about 80 people, potentially another 120 if they would rent the whole facility and use the roof. So it'd be 200 people maximum. So
And I'm sure they could contract. It's not a public hearing, is it? Or can it, Bruce?
yeah, he gets 5 minutes.
Bruce Kelly, 864 Mackenzie Avenue. Reason why I brought that up was most of all your places now require you to carry your own insurance so that the city's not liable for any damages that they cause or if somebody gets hurt. And the reason why I brought up security, a lot of places anymore, anything over 50 people, they require at least to have some kind of security on the premise to be there because things do happen. And that's why I was asking that because so that somebody don't come back on the city. That was one of the points, and that's why all these other places, I'm talking the Elks, everybody has to have their own insurance, they have to have their own security after so many people are involved in it.
Bear in mind, the city's insurance would cover the city's liability, if any, which in many cases would be null because we wouldn't be operating the facility at the time. We're merely leasing it. If I were holding the event there, I'd want to make certain my own umbrella coverage or I got event insurance to cover myself.
So that's what they're saying, that you should have, that
Oh,
they show you that they do have some kind of insurance in case something happens or somebody gets hurt.
I think it's a good
Anything like
idea,
that.
but then the question becomes, should we as the local government require you to do that with your business affairs? And I suppose if somebody wants to take that risk and doesn't want to pay that cost.
Bruce, I
that's
tell you, we
their
have
burden.
much greater liability and exposure at the Mid-America Center. We've never required either of those things, so.
Well, it's, that you got that's a completely different venture and stuff like that. That place is insured
Under our
in case
special-
for something like that
Under
happens.
our special events procedure, yes, there are times when they have to provide insurance. There are also times when we have them provide a plan as to how they're gonna handle security and depending on the size of it, how they're gonna handle health issues. So yes, all those issues are reviewed when they come in their application.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know. Thank you.
I thought that after a certain, if you're serving alcohol on that, I think we require usually a officer, off-duty officer or something, don't they? I mean, I'm sure Larry.
It's part of the zone of control to
Yeah.
make certain that, alcohol's not leaving a certain point and minors aren't drinking, among
Yeah.
other things, and people aren't getting unruly. But
Any other discussion?
I do think, though, that's certainly a good point to raise, but on the positive side of it, it will be a facility unrivaled in the metro area. We'll have a beautiful view of our park and downtown Omaha. It really will be second to none, and I imagine, if I were going to hold a wedding reception or something like that, or maybe a landmark type birthday like a 40th or 50th or whatever, that would be my first choice. And the fees, I think, that we're setting are reasonable. They'll cover the costs of it, but we're in no way gouging people. I think they're very competitive and very extremely fair. And it's going to be on our side of the river, as many of the great things are that are happening.
It's a very exciting addition that's coming to light. It's fun to see it come together after a lot of years of work.
A lot of years.
Yeah.
Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Resolution 17-199, approving voluntary annexation of 26.62 acres located in the Lewis Township, being part of the southwest quarter, northwest quarter of Section 4, 7443, and part of the southeast quarter, northeast quarter of 5, 7443, Pottawatomie County, Iowa.
Motion to approve.
Sorry.
Excuse me.
Have a motion and a second. Is
I'll
there
be
dis-
second.
Yeah, is there a discussion?
Just to say that this is a important and very large project that will be incorporated into our community. And I've had occasion to visit right outside of this area a number of times in the past couple of weeks. And when we visited this before, I asked city staff about possibly performing a traffic study. In meeting with families that live along Franklin and Greenview Avenue, there's a lot of concern about the amount of traffic that already exists on those two roads. And parents are particularly concerned because there are a number of places where school buses stop along Franklin Avenue, sometimes in places where there's a lot of, where there are some blind curves. And so family members and residents are a little bit concerned about the amount of traffic. And there at, I think it's at Franklin and Forest Glen, we're about to have the intersection of two major developments coming together in one spot there on Franklin. So I'm concerned about the possibility for not only congestion, but also the possibility of future accidents. So I would again renew my call for the city to work with the county to conduct a traffic study to see what changes to speed or stop signs may be appropriate for this very important development.
Any additional discussion?
I think it's good, the more housing. I appreciate those concerns. I think at the same time, it's a good that we have continually more good growth, not massive urban sprawl, but good growth, and that more and more folks on the eastern edge of our community are part of the city and pay their share of city taxes for the roads that get them to their houses. So I see it as a fantastic thing the developer is willing to do that voluntarily, and I think that's part of good planned growth.
Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign.
Resolution 17-200, amending Chapter 2.08, Schedule of Fees as authorized in Section 4.20150 for animal control.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Is there discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Resolution 17-201, resolution of necessity and intent to establish College Road Urban Revitalization Area, legally described as proposed lots 1 through 4, New Horizon Subdivision, Replat 2.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Is there discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign.
Applications for permits and cancellation, 7A, liquor licenses 1 through 6.
Motion to approve 7A 1 through 6.
Second.
Is there discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Madam Clerk, any citizens requesting to be heard?
None received?
Anyone from the audience?
Bruce Kelly, 864 McKenzie Avenue, bike trail. And another thing is, the school district decided to put in a walkway. I don't know if you guys have been approached finally on that or not.
TJ? Yes, we've had discussions with the school district.
Okay, because I know I talked to you about it.
Yeah,
It just
it's,
says-
there is an easement through there that would prohibit a permanent structure, but we've talked about ways to accomplish the goals of the school district and preserve that easement, so.
Well, because at one time it was supposed to be a bike trail and everything else. With that easement going through there, that's the end of the bike trail.
Yeah, no, those discussions include the maintaining an easement that would allow a bike trail and maybe at some point a bus rapid transit.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else from the audience? Anyone from the council?
Speaking of the schools, tomorrow is the school election. And if you live in the city, you either live, most folks live in the Council Bluffs School District, though there are a good number who live in the Lewis Central School District. You can vote tomorrow between 7 a.m. and 8 p.m. These are fellow local residents who serve without any pay of any kind, no reimbursement for their expenses. And they control budgets that are rival the cities, and in many years actually spend more than city tax dollars do. Believe it or not, the schools are that important, and it takes a great deal of money to fund them. It's something that it's really important to go out and vote, because again, these are fellow residents who are, there's a lot of sacrifice to serve in a local position, particularly an unpaid position. And these are folks who deserve your support and showing up for whoever you happen to support. And if you don't know, there have been some great articles in the paper recently about the various candidates, and some of them have some social media presence as well, so you can learn about their different issues, and each one have different strengths. And I'd strongly encourage you to show up tomorrow, as I will, and I'm sure all my colleagues will, to vote. We've got to have more than single digits of people showing up to vote. Far more than that, including me, complain when we don't like things. But tomorrow is your real chance to actually have a say and make a difference in something that affects over a third of your property tax and affects the future of the vast majority of our children. So taking 5 minutes out of your day to perform your civic duty with us is something as your role as an American. So please do so.
Anyone else? All right. We are adjourned. Have a great week.